Year of the Jungle is the story of my family, the year that my father was deployed to Vietnam.
Is that a basket?
This is the basket. This sat next to my chair for probably 3 years at least. And what's in the basket are postcards that my dad sent me from the year that he was in Vietnam. This one is a fisherman fishing in Vietnam. This is the city of Saigon. There were photos of me in my Halloween costume as a snow leopard that year. Here's one of my cat. This is Rascal.
Who's in the book?
Who's very much in the book. And I would occasionally go through it because I really felt that there was a story here. But every time I tried to visualize the book, I drew a blank because my fear was, with the subject matter, that the impulse would be to make the art dark and very serious. So for a long time, I couldn't figure out what to do with it until the day that we had lunch. And I'd known you for years, and we'd worked together for years, but somehow I had never associated you with this project. And I told you the story.
And I said, wow, that sounds like an amazing idea.
Right. Then suddenly, I started to see the art through your eyes and your illustrations, which I knew very well for many years, and I knew how to write the book. So we worked it out, literally, on this sheet of paper. And what we talked about was the jungle. As the story progresses, the jungle transforms and it mirrors my emotional life.
Right, and so the arc of the story, right?
Right. And so we divided the jungles and we called them by 4 different names. There was like fun and happy jungle, worried jungle, confused jungle, and scary jungle, right? And Jim pretty much just took that and ran with it.
The thing about the jungle was trying to figure out a way that it would hold together separately from the rest of the story. And eventually I came up with the jungle's mostly black and white. The only things that are in color are an elephant, a rhinoceros, a monkey, and a snake. Those colors stay the same and those things transform as the book goes on. So in the first scene, you know, Susie's flying in. That's you, Susie?
Yeah.
And, you know, all the animals are happy and it looks actually kind of nice. Yeah, and then also the snake sort of turns into a gun, and you can kind of see that. Same thing, the elephant becomes a tank, the rhinoceros is a helicopter in the final scene, the monkey's like an explosion, and you're running out of frame with Rascal.
I hope people will read the book, even if they don't have a deployed family member, even if they're not part of a military family. Maybe it will help some kids understand what other kids might be going through if they have a parent deployed overseas. So this is a passage that occurs a few months in. More postcards come from my dad. Sometimes grown-ups ask what he does. When I tell them he's in Vietnam, they act funny, sad or worried or angry. For Halloween, my mom makes me a snow leopard costume. One of those worried ladies says, "Your dad'll be just fine," and gives me way too much extra candy. I start to feel worried too.